Live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. It's the weekend, so I'm kind of feeling like I need to tell y'all a little story, or show you a little story and tell you a little story. But we're gonna be talking about my man Tchalla, of course. I was going through old books and I unearthed some of my old Marvel premiere, and there was a Marvel premiere story that had a good old 3-issue story arc in it. Remember 3-issue story arcs in comics? That was when a comic started in one issue, continued in another issue, and concluded in a third. Story arcs, beginning, middle, end. That was how we read comics back in the day. And today we're gonna be reading Black Panther. Black Panther. Okay, this is Marvel premiere number 51. See all this cool stuff on the cover. Marvel's #1 black superhero in 1979. Yeah, even though his regular series was ending, they continued the story in his regular series in Marvel premiere. And that story also tied in with a story that was in Jungle Action back in the early 70s. Enough talk. Let's get to it. When we open up in the story, it's Tchalla is arriving at the Wakandan embassy in New York, and there's about to be some drama jumping off. This guy right here, Amuro, is apparently T'Challa's man in New York at the Wakanda embassy. We don't hear nothing about no Amuro in the movie, but let's move on. There are movers touching Wakandan stuff. And let's make note of the fact that those two movers right there, one of them says, well, 3 movers, excuse me, I just saw that head. Man, this thing must weigh a ton. Keep that in mind. They're upset. You're touching stuff. Again, disrespect. They don't know he the king. But they like, gone. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. That thing must weigh a ton. They said he's carrying it like it was styrofoam. But T'Challa also knows from having keen senses, something about to jump off. So his security cats, Taku and Nagasi. Taku and Nagasi. 2 names we have not heard since the days of Jungle Action. Well, at least Taku anyway. I don't know about Nagasi. But anyways, never hear about these guys in Black Panther. Probably won't hear about them in Wakanda forever. This is only stuff you can get in comics. Look who it is. Does anybody remember Wind Eagle? Oh, and look at the way he's flying and what he's wearing. Does that remind you of anybody? Black Panther squaring up. He like, whatever. Also, too, his memory's a little blurry about the events that went on towards the end of Jungle Action, but they will be revealed. Snatched up into the air. I love how T'Challa never freaks out when he's in a situation. That's like some MMA stuff right there. Oh, you thought because we was in the air you had me? Surprise! Rolling. But he's coming back for more, and he's not thinking about it. I can tell by that kind of peach-colored tone on his face, he is of Latin origin. I guarantee you, pretty soon when they reveal things in the comic, that man's going to be Latin. Guaranteed. If it's not this issue, they'll definitely tell you the next issue. Bam! T'Challa pops him one. He's clearly just a regular old dude because he's getting faded. And T'Challa ain't saying nothing. He just like, bring it, bruh. But as we all know, Tchalla is always 2, if not 3 steps ahead of his opponents. And surprise, caught him like a wild animal. So let's move on and find out what and then just casually just walking back in. Look, it's Monica Lynn. Yes, these are the days back when Monica Lynn was his favorite girl thing. He's going to get cleaned up because it's been a harrowing day for him. The fella in the green houndstooth suit, his name is Kevin Trueblood. That's a cool name. His name is Kevin Trueblood, and he is a reporter for the Atlanta Sun. Interesting. And she's tripping on the fact that he was dealing with the Dragon Circle, and that's a cult he was fighting back in the Jungle Action books. And they've messed with his brain so that he doesn't remember the events of Jungle Action towards the end, and when his first encounter with Wind Eagle, which is what that fella in the blue and gold's name is. Oh, look at that. That's a scene straight out of Coming to America. Or Coming to America drew inspiration from this scene because this comic book came out in 79. Coming to America didn't come out till a little bit later. I think, 89, 90, something like that. Anyway, this is the inspiration. They just ain't, they ain't washing the royal penis. He's talking to the president of the United States. They're talking about Camp David and Ambassador Young. That's Andrew Young, who used to run with Dr. Martin Luther King. So this is the Jimmy Carter era. Soak it in, ladies. It's Tchalla in a towel. Sexy. But, look at all of the African artifacts and things in T'Challa's spot. It's looking nice and clean, but he's on the phone. Look at him. This is vintage Tchalla. We missing all of this. We're not getting this because people want to not do a recast. We don't get to see none of this. We don't get to see no parts of this, at least not with Tchalla anyway. She knows his memory ain't up on 100%. Look at that there. He's talking to his man Tagatu from the Council of Chiefs that he's going to address them about computers and poaching problems, and then congratulated my man for his firstborn completing manhood rights. I like that. He's diplomatic. Even in the Wakanda embassy in New York, he's still, even though we talk about him being detached from Wakanda at times, that shows he still cares, he still loves, he's still the protector. He's doing it his way, though, not the way the people think he should do it. Monica Lynn and Kevin Trueblood are presenting themselves to the king, and they are trying to tell him that, in so many words, you do know us, but your memory's been messed with. So we gonna refresh your memory by telling you a story about the man we're looking for, but the man they're looking for is actually him. Got to bring his memory back. So they start talking about events that took place in Jungle Action, as you can see with that little asterisk. I like when they used to do that back in the day and reference other issues to tie in events that are going on currently. Dragon Cult ran up on her while she was visiting her sister Angela's grave. And lo and behold, Tchalla pops in to the rescue, tossing people through Trans Am windshields. But that was my man when my man Kevin Trueblood showed up. I like that name, Kevin Trueblood. And Kevin Trueblood got on the same suit he had on that day back in Jungle Action as he's wearing right now. Doesn't matter. Kevin Trueblood's down for the cause. He's piecing up Dragon cultists, so we'll allow him the fashion faux pas. T'Challa's handled the lion's share of them. As we can see from the hand on his left shoulder, the Dragon cult is not a racist cult. Clearly, Black folks can be Dragon cultists as well. So taking him in jail. Desecration of burial grounds is the only charge they could hold him on. But Sheriff Roderick Tate down in Atlanta, we already know how that's going down. And here he is. Those events are stirring his memory. He's touching his girl like, oh, you stirring my memory, girl. Tell me more, tell me more. And starts telling them about her sister's death and people, saying that it was murder, but nobody had no evidence or no witnesses. So the story got hazy and, folks being able to spin the story out of context. It don't matter though. The murder ain't the focus. The focus is, oh my goodness, the Klan is involved in this. Wait a minute. We didn't think the Ku Klux Klan was involved. We thought it was just these doggone dragon cultists. But T'Challa was there to handle them too, as anybody who read those old Jungle Action comics knows. And then while he's handling them, look who shows up. The Dragon Soldiers. T'Challa don't care. Anybody in the hood was getting pieced up. Halted the threat temporarily. But as we all remember, Klan rolled up on T'Challa. And they got him too. Tied him to a cross, set it on fire, tried to burn him up. We all know this. We know all of this stuff that happened if we read Jungle Action. Now that T'Challa understands that it had something to do with the dragon cult and people trying to brainwash him, it seems to be making more sense. The first time he encountered Wind Eagle kind of pieced him up. Cultists took him, tied him to as you can see, that's just diabolical. But I'm gonna drown you. That's a cold way to go. Dragon cult's still real, still gotta solve the mystery of her sister's death. But look who shows up. Wow, Wind Eagle's out. How did Wind Eagle get out? I thought we had him locked down. Gas out of the fingertips. Gas out of the fingertips, wing apparatus under the arms. Has Wind Eagle somehow been able to appropriate Wakandan tech? The exact thing T'Challa is contemplating. And they make reference to the famous Captain America and Falcon 170 when Falcon flies for the first time. And I also happen to have a print of it hanging on my wall. Smacks that sucker across his head with a spear, but the momentum carries him around and he tackles T'Challa out of a window. T'Challa's cat-like, as you can see, but strategically, T'Challa chooses to act like he was dazed from the attack out the window. Dude didn't see, and he thinks it did affect T'Challa, but surprise, I'm finna beat you up in your own element. Pow, pow, you're done, mister. And he knows he's losing, so he's getting ready to run off again, but the cultists don't like that. You either accomplish your mission, kill T'Challa, or you die. Now, here's what I thought was interesting. T'Challa, instead of going after dude to save him, he'd been shot. I guess he already did. T'Challa going up on the roof to try to catch that sniper. Of course, he doesn't get there in time. So now we got another mystery to solve. And they just leave Wind Eagle laying outside. I guess he's like, we'll send the Americans to come collect him and pick him up. We ain't trying to be bothered with him right now. That is the first part in the story, the Marvel premiere Black Panther story arc. We're going to keep it pushing in another video, but hopefully y'all be able to join me for that next comic in that next video. I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And I'm excited. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.